course, here it was, I hadn't been in school in forever. I had just recently received my GED, and it didn't make sense to me on why was I going into developmental education courses. So I was embarrassed. I didn't really want to talk about it. I didn't want people to know. And Dean Carter, I remember the day she walked up to me. I was breezing through basic math, and she comes up to me and she says, "Hey, I think you need to go into our fast track program." And I was like, "What is that exactly?" And so she tells me that it's a program that they had that you could take back to back really quickly this next 2 levels of math and then go into college algebra. So she says, "You should take that, you're really doing well." And I was thinking to myself, there's no way in the world I'll be able to do that. So the thing that I remember most is that Edie instilled a confidence in me that I hadn't experienced in some time, and I've always been very appreciative of her for that. And I believe us as educators, that's what we're supposed to be doing for our students, is helping them find their paths and helping them believe in themselves whenever they don't believe in themselves. And so we couldn't be up under a greater leadership than Edie Carter because of the way that she actually leads our team and our students. So Dean Carter, please come in.
We are so glad you're here. Summer's wrapping up, and August is this week. You know, as I look back on that time with Michelle, we never know how our paths with people will intertwine. And I always tell the students that we'll meet again. And I mean, I've met people who I've taught when my mother was failing, when my dad dropped dead of a heart attack. It's just amazing how those students are there in our darkest time, and really in great times too. So I know that you are passionate about education, or you wouldn't be here. And as Michelle said, these students we serve, they're unsure of themselves, and many lack the confidence that they can be successful. This is week 5 of the second summer term, and finals are next week, and I walked in this room and this girl said, "I need to drop." I said, "Are you kidding?" Because she doesn't know that she can make it to the end. She's passing, she's doing well, but she said, "I'm scared of failing." But the end is here. So as we start this new year, I know that you're passionate, I know that you're excited, and we are very excited to share what we've been working on all summer long. This is going on across the state of Texas and across our nation, where adult education programs are partnering with how to get students onto their career quickly, and that's what we're going to be doing. So our vision, let's talk about the vision for adult ed. And you will hear a lot about this throughout the day, and you may be saying, "Oh, this doesn't even make sense," or "How's this going to work?" But it works, and it's going to work here great because we're going to do it as a team. The students will come, and even the highest level of ESL will participate in this program. So they will come, and for 8 weeks there will be 3 different bridge academies. They will be tech ed, healthcare, and business. And for 8 weeks, all of us will work to get these students ready in a bridge program. And then in the next 8 weeks, they will literally enroll in the college in the certificate program. We have our PASS plan, P-A-S-S, that's a plan for achieving student success. We have IBEST teachers in our classes. We have SI, supplemental instructors. We have tutoring. And so statistics have shown, data has shown, research has shown that if you provide students with just-in-time remediation, they're able to get where they need to be. So this way, the student will simultaneously be able to get their GED as they move forward and work towards a certificate or an associate's degree. So I think they will see through communication of our vision how they're going to be able to do so much more and get to a higher paying wage quickly. So we'll move on. All right, so when you come to one of these trainings, it's always like, what are we going to be doing? Well, we want to share with you what we plan to do, and by the end of the day, what you'll be leaving with. So we need to understand the current state, where we've been and where we're going with the adult education integration. I know that many of you were part of our peer mentor network in the last few years, And we have learned so much from those other institutions, and they have learned from us. So I feel that we're in a really good place to push off this new venue that we're doing. The 5 pillars of college integration will be discussed as the day progresses. And then we're going to learn about this. This is our brand, Career Ready You. So we're not wanting the student just to come get a GED and go get a minimum wage earning job. We want to give them the tools and get them on their way. These students are already AC students, so what a great opportunity for us to just allow them to see success, find success on the path here at the college. Career Ready You. Oh, what was the last one? Then, our curriculum team has been writing and preparing the 3 different bridge contextualized curriculums. So the curriculums are written to that path, to tech ed, to business, and to healthcare. So they can understand why I'm even learning this. Oh, it applies to my field. Okay, so now, do y'all all have a piece of cardstock?
It should be the one that has the words on the inside. We're gonna, yeah.
Okay, let's fold it like a hot dog. Let's fold it like a hot dog. Okay, and there's markers on the tables. These expo, we want to be able to see it. So, we're folding like a hot dog. This is now a table tent with the printed side on the inside. We need your first name big on both sides, so let's do that. Mine would say E on both sides. Use the markers. Perfect. Big. So up here I can see, across the room you can see. And then we're going to add to it. What is your role with your employer around adult education? These go into different corners, 4 corners. What is your role with your employer? How many years have you been working with adult ed? What do you see as the biggest need for adult learners? And what's one unique thing about you? So let's just start in the top left corner. Oh, it's right here. Role in adult ed, number of years, greatest need, one unique thing about you. I'm excited to see this and learn. Michelle, do you have time to go around and share about this? Good. Okay, fill out your corners. Okay, you ready to start? Okay, I'm going to tell you about me. So my name is Edie. My role in adult ed is that I work side by side with Michelle. We literally have been meeting, I guess, about every day on this initiative with Career Ready You and the PASS program. The number of years, as Michelle said, I've been here 30 years. I've been dealing with dev ed and adult ed most all of those years, the underprepared students. The greatest need for adult learners in what I see is their confidence. So many of them are so bright that they do not believe in themselves. And one unique thing about you, I am a master seamstress. My mother was a sewer, and that's just one of the greatest gifts she left with me. Is I wish my daughter could be a master seamstress, but I have not done as nice of a job as my mother did. Okay, Rhonda, let's go for you.
Okay, so I'm an instructor. I've been on this campus and West Campus in various roles. ESL and teaching the PSYT class at West Campus. I agree that confidence is one of the things that the adult learners need. I'm starting my 4th year, so I've been here 3 years, and I love to travel. I've been to 5 continents and still need to go to Africa and Antarctica. Get them all.
That's impressive. Who wants to go next at the table?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Deb will go next. She's still pondering her answers.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm Debbie Little, ESL instructor, and I really don't have a clue for this. I've been here, so I think I'm going on my 5th year, but no. Carol Summers was the one who hired me. Greatest need for adult learners with ESL, of course, is to be able to understand English. And then one unique thing about me, I have not been, I've only been to one continent, so, but I'm hoping to go to the other continents. I don't know, I would love to travel, I guess, I don't know, anything interesting.
Take it away, Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa Soper. I was a staff assistant. Don't know exactly what I am now. I've been here about a year. Previous to that, I was a science teacher for high school. I've come back to college to change my career. I'm in the PTA program. I think that students need confidence and patience with their teachers. So teachers need to have the patience with them to continue to go over things when they just don't quite understand it. And unique thing is that I'm an acrylic artist.
Oh, nice. Acrylic. Janice, what about you?
Okay, role in adult ed, most recently supervising other people who are doing it directly, but I've also taught a number of years. If you added up from here, there, and the other place, it's about 7, I think. What do students need? Confidence. And the interesting thing, I lived 2 years in Canada.
You see that I said confidence and they did? I mean, the students truly are smart. They just don't believe in themselves. Okay, back to your table. Melanie, we're going to go with you.
Okay, I'm an ESL teacher in Dumas. I have taught adult education for 4 years, and before that I taught 28 years in the public school, mostly Spanish. And I've looked to gain confidence is what students need to learn. And I have 19 grandchildren, including a set of triplets.
Oh, wow. Christmas is big.
Yes.
Birthdays are big. Dolores.
Okay, I'm Dolores. I'm the ESL instructor in Hereford. I've been in adult ed 10 years. I think that the greatest need for adult learners is constant encouragement and support. And then, I didn't really have anything unique, but a lot of people don't know, but I'm scared of bugs. Any bug that flies freaks me out.
We hope we don't have any. Okay, glad to have you. She's on the program. Lucy.
I'm on the Hereford campus as well. I'm an HEC instructor. I think, when I really think about it, I think our adult learners need a more positive learning experience. I think they didn't have one when they were in high school or middle school or whatever, and that's kind of what turns them on to learning. And so I'm trying to provide that as the best thing. And finding something unique. I think I'm pretty boring.
We all have unique gifts. I know y'all need to dig deep and find them.
I know I'm scared of frogs.
Y'all are sitting in the perfect place with one another.
We'll help each other out.
Okay, Lana, let's hear from you.
I am a GED teacher in Border, and I've been teaching GED for about 20 years. The greatest need of adult learners is to be goal-oriented and stick to it. And I love to travel.
Goal-oriented, that is so true, and focused on the path. I think the career ready you is going to get them there, not have just idle time. Okay, Melissa.
I'm Melissa, and I'm a teacher in adult ed. I've had 2 years, but I've been in education for a long time. The greatest need for our adult learners is making themselves a priority. By the time they're adults, they're mothers or fathers or have other responsibilities. And so they have put themselves on the back burner. So and then what's unique is I'm an encourager. So I'm there every day to encourage them. And then that's what's unique, and that's even what I bring to other relationships, other people everywhere. That's my thing. And it's not just fake, oh, you look so pretty, kind of.
Sincere.
Yes, sincere, not shallow, but deeper. So I look deeper into where I'm at, and especially with our adult learners.
Nicole.
I'm Nicole. I started teaching in January, but I've been an English tutor on campus since 2015. I think that adult learners need a constant cheerleader, persistent cheerleading, even when they feel like everyone's against them. And something interesting about me is I'm an editor for a New York Times bestselling author who lives in town. So that's a lot of fun. This is my English everything. Love that.
Eva.
I'm the data specialist. I think that's my role. What's unique is my birthday is New Year's Day. I've been here 4.5 years, and I wrote in the corner where it says the greatest need for adult learners is for them to be given the encouragement and tools they need to be as successful as they desire.
You can see the constant themes here. Okay, let's hear from you, Keegan.
I am Keegan Reed. My technical role is admin specialist. I do data and everything else. I have been here for 1.5 years. Adult learners need empathy and encouragement, and something unique about me is I have 2 crazy and beautiful little girls.
Okay, here's Ryan.
Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Francis. I'm one of the recently onboarded career navigators. I've been in adult education for probably the longest out of the room, so 1 year, right? So I've been working with the AEL for 1 year now. I started off as a math instructor and now I'm a career navigator. Fun fact about me is I'm from the Bahamas, which I think that's something not a lot of people here share with. And some greatest need for learners. Well, as a career navigator, I kind of identify like workplace knowledge and of course confidence, right? I think our larger goal is really class mobility and getting a better life for the students, and that's a much overarching goal than we start off with just in class. It extends so much more. So my goal is kind of just to make sure they're learning, well, what are the possibilities career pathway-wise, and that's where we lead it to.
Yeah, workplace knowledge. Y'all can see how this aligns with our direction too. Okay, let's start here. Tiffany, want to go first?
I'm Tiffany. I'm an enrollment specialist in Dumas. I've been here, I say 1.5, but I'll be 2 years in October in adult education. Greatest need for adult learners, I would say, would be support. Just support from everybody around them to encourage them to stay and to get the education they came for. And then something unique about me, I'm really double jointed.
My name's Abby. I'm an enrollment specialist. I've been here for 2 years. One of the greatest need for adult learners, I think, is just for them to have confidence in themselves and for us that surround them just to nourish it and help it grow and gain so they can gain that confidence. One unique thing about me is I've been to about 30 concerts.
You like music? Angie.
Hi, I'm Angie Kreisel. I'm an enrollment specialist here in Amarillo. And I think that encouragement is also important and to show our students value. And I've been here about 16 months and may not be really unique, but I have a very large family. I have 10 children and some married and 12 grandchildren.
Let's jump over here. David.
Hello everybody, my name is David. I'm a math instructor here on this campus, and I just graduated from Texas Tech, so I have 0 experience in adult education. This is gonna be my first year. It'll be a good year. I think adult learners really need our support and encouragement. They need somebody to believe in them, you know, because it's really hard to admit that you need to go back to school. And I think we really need to be there for them. One unique thing about me, it's hardly unique, but I also love music. If there was one like materialistic thing in the world that I couldn't give up, it'd be music. So that's me.
Well, at the break, I see common themes. Y'all have a new friend already. Philip.
Hi, my name is Philip Boothby. I've been a part of the AEL for 2 years now as a math instructor. I think the greatest thing adult learners need is a growth mindset, because throughout, pretty sure all of our lives, we've heard people are smart, people are dumb, and they've heard it too, so they limit themselves there. Even if you give them all the support in the world, they know, I'm smart till here. But if you teach them about a growth mindset, it's, I'm smart till eventually I give up. And as long as you teach them not to give up and to keep trying at everything, and as your brain is just a muscle, they can achieve anything they want. The one unique thing about me is I love music, but I play guitar, bass, and a little bit of piano.
Excellent. Okay.
I'm Matthew. I'm an instructor here. I've been here for about a year. And I love mountain biking. That's my unique thing. What I think the students need most is just a feeling of success, because they've been kind of rejecting stuff a lot, so hope them to feel successful.
Okay, back to this table. Tori.
I'm Tori Little. This will be my first year teaching for Amarillo College. I'll be teaching the HSE at the East Campus. But I did teach a year in Wyatt Hill College, so I have a little bit of experience with adults, but I've been teaching in high school mostly. Greatest need for adult learners, I think, is a strong support system, both at the school and at home. And an interesting fact about me, when I was in 8th grade, I learned that Tori is Japanese for chicken. So my parents inadvertently named me Chicken Little, and my mom still gets mad about it. Wow.
Jamie.
Okay. I'm Jamie, or Jaime.
Yeah.
I've been an instructor at East Campus. I've been in Amarillo College for 8 years. 5 years for under AEL, or 3 years, I think. Prior to that, 3 years working for, I don't know, this is kind of sound old, Access Learning Center as a math tutor. One thing that adult learners need, someone to look up to / talk to. One unique thing about me, this surprises all my students, is I used to raise pigs when I was younger.
Were you in FFA?
No.
No.
Raised pigs and cats, cat too.
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Jessica. I'm the adult education liaison at Workforce Solutions. I've been there about 3.5 years. I think students need the tools they need given for success for after GED. And the unique thing about me is I'm also a GED graduate.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. Y'all will hear throughout the day that Workforce is an amazing partner to us. We just really want to thank you for all you do. Okay, let's come over here to this table. Carol.
Hi, I'm Carol, and I teach at Dalhart. I'm an instructor, a math instructor there. I've been there 3 years, and I also feel the greatest need is just the confidence and encouragement that you can give the students, because they've been beat down. They don't feel like they can do it, and I love the part of orientation when it says that the yet part, the power of yet, and I can't do this yet, because they just need that constant encouragement. Unique about me, I grew up in California, and I love dash hounds.
Do you have some?
I do.
One. Okay, next.
I'm Devaney, and I was hired recently to work on the curriculum development team, and I've met a lot of neat people and learned a lot. I'll be teaching at the East Campus this fall as a bridge instructor and a language instructor. I've got 15 plus years. I taught at West Texas A&M, taught English as a second language until our department closed. I believe adult learners need a lot of encouragement and support. And one unique thing about me is I love to make fermented foods, and I make my own kombucha and yogurt and sauerkraut when I'm not studying.
Okay, Kami.
All right, my name is Cami. I'm going to be teaching a new program, the GED at Patsy's Place, which is a transitional home for formerly incarcerated women. As far as teaching adult ed, I put 0 there, but I've also worked for quite a few years at an alternative high school, so I had students that were basically adult learners at that point in time. So one of the things that I think that our students need, in addition to confidence, but part of that is teaching them tools as to how to overcome obstacles. So you've got, this didn't happen, how can we fix it so we get back on track? And in my spare time, I love to play tennis.
We're so excited to have our new partner at Patsy's. It's going to be a really neat outreach for us. Okay, want to come over here, Debbie?
My name's Debbie Oliver. I'm an instructor, and I'm starting my 21st year at Amarillo College. I think the greatest need for adult learners is to believe in themselves. And a unique thing about me, I like to hike. A couple of great places I've hiked. I've climbed Mount St. Helens, and I've hiked and backpacked in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. So,
Martha?
My name is Martha. I'm an ESL instructor. I have worked as a volunteer with ESL for about 4 years, but I've only worked for Amarillo College for a semester. I think the greatest need of adult learners is motivation and consistent motivation. And a unique thing about me is I'm very conservative and probably, but there's all kinds of things going on in my head. I have a very active imagination.
See?
Hi, I'm Sheila Howard. I've just been doing the GED for 2 weeks now, but I taught middle school art for 40 years, and it's not that much different. I love what I'm doing. Teaching's in my blood. I started teaching my family when I'd come home from school every day, so they all wound up in honors classes right off the bat because they already knew everything I did and had to teach me. And Philip, it's glad to meet you. I know your name, I just didn't know you. And I'm loving it.
And you're at Potter County, right?
I am at Potter County. And I think that their biggest thing right now is to believe in themselves, have tons of encouragement, and to not always be told you're wrong, but to show them how to make it right. As a deal, and one of my biggest things is teaching them how to write correctly, because when they get out in the real world, they can't talk the street talk and whatnot, and I don't allow them to talk it in there. I said, you've got to learn how to talk amongst yourselves, do what you want to do, but when you're out in public, you need to have proper grammar and so on and so forth. And so we work on that a lot. And right now I don't have a lot to say because I've only been there 2 weeks and I have not a clue what I'm doing.
But I do want y'all to know that the adult ed program, we submitted Potter County to be our exemplary partner. So we'll see how that goes. It's been a great outreach. Yes, Renetta, we want to hear from you.
Oh. My name is Ronetta. I am the Assistant Adult Education Coordinator. I've been at Amarillo College for 9.5 years, and most of that was doing part-time instruction. And I think for our students, a feeling of accomplishment. I think if they're coming to class and they don't feel like they're gaining anything towards their goal, they lose their motivation. So I really think that in the classroom you need to find things to keep encouraging them, to show them that, hey, look, you're taking another step towards your goal. Because if they're coming to class and even if they've built friendships and they're not accomplishing what they want to do with their overall life, I think they get discouraged. So I think accomplishment is a big deal for them. What's unique about me, which I think I share it with everybody in this room, but that's what makes us all unique, is that we love our students. Teaching is our passion. That's why we're all here. And I just really feel that connection with my students. And I celebrate their successes with them and encourage them when they're not having those successes. And yeah, that's me.
We'll come to Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I've been in Dumas for 1.5 years as an instructor, HSE instructor. I think the biggest thing for adult learners is to encourage them and instill a belief in themselves. So if they don't believe in themselves, it's going to be really difficult to push them on, especially when they struggle and that sort of thing. Something unique about me, I'm working on my doctorate in curriculum and instruction for special education. That's kind of my passion is special education.
Okay, our last table. Let's go with you, Catherine.
I am Catherine White. I just went by my new name. I shared that as my unique thing. I have literally been married a month today. So I am one of the new career navigators. I've worked here almost 2 years. And I would say one thing our students need is positive encouragement.
Hi, I'm Teresa Gauss-Bowling. Let's see what I wrote. I'm the coordinator of adult education. I've been in adult ed for 5 years. Here at AC for 1. Came here from the lovely Del Mar College in Corpus Christi. The biggest thing our students need, they need a cheerleader. You know, I feel like that is the majority of the stuff I do, which I don't mind that. I think that's cool. I mean, I like being positive to people. The one unique thing about me, and maybe it's not so unique, I never stop. I don't take no as an answer. So, AKA maybe hard-headed. But I can live with that because it gets the students where they need to be. So.
Michelle, I'm Director of Adult Education. I've been with AC for 6 years, and pretty much all that time I've been here, it's been in some form of either tutoring adult students and then moving into the adult education program. I think what everyone has said as far as the greatest need, they all pretty much sound so similar to each other. I had, as Edie was saying, confidence. I was writing confidence down, so I wasn't going to change it. A unique thing about me is my husband and I, we have 2 businesses, small businesses that we've started up. One is a cleaning business, and the other one that I'm extremely proud of, we do real estate. And a huge part of what we do as far as real estate is that we try to make affordable homes for people who live in poverty and make them beautiful, affordable homes for people who live in poverty.
And they do. It's really an amazing journey they're on. So I do have to go back to my summer school class, but what I have learned in this time I've been with you is that this is the right team to do this change with. I know you're the right people to jump off and do Career Ready You. It's going to be good for AC, it's going to be good for the student, and it's going to be great for our community. So I hope you have a wonderful day. My office is over in Durrett if you ever need me. I do live a lot over in Ware with my team. So have a wonderful day, and thanks for having me.
Hey, so we have had tons of change throughout this year, and I had to keep my notes because the PowerPoint is very lengthy today, so I don't remember half the stuff that I wrote in here. So to keep me on track, I'm going to be looking down at my notes. But we've had a lot of change this year in adult education, and so I did want to take the time to share our organization chart and then why did we do some of the things that we did. This year, one of the larger things that we'll have going on will be our lead instructors. Last year we had a lot of people who reported to one individual, and it was really a lot. It was too much for one person to take on that responsibility. So like Renetta, she probably had about 15 people who reported to her. Teresa probably had about 18 or 19, I don't know. It was too many people reporting to one individual. So we kind of got together, Teresa and I collaborated and said, how can we even this out so that we can run more efficiently, and not just run more efficiently, but be able to get better results based off of just some of the things we looked at last year as far as our data tracking. We kind of fell off. We didn't do that as well as we wanted to, but there are several factors that could have factored into that. We went from a very analog system, paper-based format to this digital capacity. So we had a lot of things that were a lot of moving parts that we had last year. But we fully believe that if coming in and having this setup to where we at least have 6 lead instructors, and underneath those 6 lead instructors, you're going to have people reporting directly to you. Those folks who, we will select those people, and a lot of that is going to have to do with how you handled your duties last year. It really won't have much to do with seniority. It really will have to do with, did we have to constantly ask you to turn in information to us? Those won't be the folks that we'd be seeking to have those positions. It's really going to be those folks who were very diligent, very self-directed, didn't require a lot of maintenance, because this individual will now have people reporting to them and be responsible for collecting that data. So if it makes sense, right, that the people we select would be the ones who already did that well. This year also, the lead instructors, we're looking at going to, it's called super part-time. We have not had it officially confirmed yet, but I still want to share it because it's a direction that I think is going to be confirmed. Super part-time just means that you can work over 19 hours a week. This individual will probably get 23 hours a week, and so that they can also be able to collect the paperwork, get information that they need to get. So Teresa and Renetta will be reaching out to you whenever they make those selections. I want to congratulate Teresa Gals Bowling. She actually just received the program coordinator position. They did a job audit on her, and all of the duties that she had been doing pretty much reflected that position. Our two new folks are career navigators. I said Teresa. Catherine White and Brian Francis. If y'all just put your hands up real quick, so just so everyone knows. And then we also have our new senior career navigator. We have been doing, we have completed our interview process, and we're going to offer that job to one of our people here in Amarillo College. We had two internal interviews, and so we're going to offer it to one of those candidates. So this year, because we're moving into this whole new career Ready You, and I have to make myself remember the name because I've been going back and forth with us trying to even find a name. So if I say it wrong, just remember it's Career Ready You. This year, that's going to be a big focus of what we do this year, is getting folks into the workforce. And as we go through today, I want to share with you why we're moving in that direction. I want to provide you literature so you can read it and understand it's not just Amarillo College saying that that's what we should do, but also our grantor who allows us to do this work that we do by providing us the funds to do it. And I think that's really the larger two things that we are focusing on today. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, so today, these are the essential questions that we're going to be going over today that I'm hoping that we can answer these questions, and I want you guys to be able to answer them pretty much for yourselves. So the first question that we're going to be these questions will actually be intertwined throughout the day. What are the goals of educators in adult education related to college integration at Amarillo College? So I'm not sure if based on what we've been doing over the last 4 or 5 years, if you haven't been directly in contact with us, like constantly, which although I understand that we do our roles and our jobs, being part-time sometimes makes us have a disconnect and we don't fully know what all is going on. So we're going to try this year to help you fully integrate, and then also hopefully help our students fully integrate. For the last 3 years, we've won the college integration grant, but it hasn't been integrating to the degree of what we should be doing as far as career pathways. We've been able to get our students to get IDs. We've been able to get our students to be able to use systems here at Amarillo College that, although they're not truly officially a student as far as, say, paying student yet, they at least they have rights and access to systems that most people normally have to pay for, and our students get those systems for free. The ARC is free to our students, and even though I know we have the ARC, if you think about it, most students who pay tuition, those things are readily available to them because of that. So we've done some integration into the college, but not to the degree of helping our students actually enroll into Amarillo College. So I want you guys to be thinking about that question as educators. What is currently working well between Amarillo College, adult education partnerships around college integration as it relates to career pathways? How can the partnerships be strengthened to expand or scale activities for adult education students? And what are the goals and or outcomes for Career Ready U as it relates to college integration at Amarillo College? So we'll, again, all of these questions will be answered throughout the day as we go through our PowerPoint presentation and as we have activities amongst ourselves. So the current state of adult education. So many of you know, pre-2014, adult education was under the TEA. And I have to find out, I always forget. Which is the Texas Education Agency, and it was ran like a K through 12 institution or organization. Many people just came in to learn GED, or to earn a GED credential and to learn English. And that was pretty much it. They didn't do a whole lot outside of that. The family literacy, they provided opportunities for students to help with their families as far as literacy went. And although Workforce Innovation Act, although it says Workforce Innovation Act, it didn't force or push or highly encourage our students to move into the workforce until after 2014 when the adult education grant went from TEA to under Texas Workforce Commission to TWC. And after that happened, it turned from from WIA to WIOA, which is Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. And a huge push when that happened was for our students to get trained and go into the workforce. That was a huge shift in our mindsets from just only offering GED and ESL. It said, hey, we need to upskill our folks and get them into the workforce. We can't just offer GED and ESL classes. And so I want you guys to look at, you should have, in your document right here, I want to do a little activity. So the next page is a little excerpt on WIOA. I want you, do I have a good scriber here? Does anyone have nice handwriting and can spell well? No one has good handwriting? Okay. All right, so I want you guys to get with your elbow buddy, and I want you to go through this packet. I'm going to give you about 15 minutes, maybe 10, to go through this packet and highlight the very important things that you see throughout this excerpt. And if you need a highlighter, you should have one in your bag.